Hey there, Jed Corvinus here from jedcorvinus.com, and welcome to Talk Therapy. It's just a tool that I use to basically get to know me, right? Get to know me, and hopefully I inspire somebody to get to know themselves. But yeah, I don't really think about what I'm going to say most of the time. I just stay in my lane. I talk about what I know, and that's about what I do, right? I always kind of started off the same and explain what talk therapy is. And formally, talk therapy is something you go to a counselor for, and they definitely help. And I'm not saying it doesn't. But what I'm saying for me is this helps me, and I recommend anybody try it. You don't have to have a diagnosis of anything. Just try it. Get to know yourself. It's kind of fun. So, gotta love Mondays, you know? Every Monday is a new beginning, and it's just awesome. You get to continue where you left off if you're in a job and you're working. If you're not in a job and not working, it's another day then. If you're at home with kids, then it's all day, every day. You don't ever get a minute off. And that's a big deal. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm going to say today, except for this. I guess I'm learning right now and like relearning the muscle, right? So it's just fun to wake up some brain cells, to refire and rewire some brain cells, to know that I know what I'm talking about, and then do some research on top of that. So the biggest thing I would say as I'm studying is, where are the gaps? Where are the gaps that science have not filled yet? Because that's where I want to go. That's what I want to do. So if there's further research to be had, I'm all in, right? I'll do it. And that's kind of cool. So one of them is the stretching. I was just reading about stretching. And there's conflicting evidence for dynamic and static stretching, and it's just amazing that we've come so far, and there's still things that we haven't really figured out to say, okay, well, this is really good for you and this is not very good for you. And then you have opinions, right? They're like, well, this is what I do, and it's like, okay, but if there isn't scientific proof behind it, then how valid is it? And is it subjective or is it objective, right? Basically, if you feel that it's helping, then you go with it, right? If you feel that it's not helping, then you stop. Like, that's kind of human nature. And our muscles, right? Our muscles are designed for stretching itself. Our muscles are designed to stop when the muscle gets too far, right? When it stretches too far. That's the same for everything else. Like, if we're getting stretched too far in all of the directions, we got a lot going on, this and that and the other thing, we stop, right? We simply just stop. And then we go backwards. Whoa. Have you ever thought about that? When you have too much going on in your own mind, you stop. And then what happens is you go backwards. And all the progress that you just made doesn't necessarily stop and go backwards. But that's inevitably what's going to happen if you don't try again. Yeah, it's just a crazy correlation. Stretching and the reflex, right? So a rubber band stretches back. Eccentric motion, and then you fire that thing forward, that's a concentric motion. It's just all the terminology. A person relating a squat to like a front squat, the person's not going to understand. Relating a squat to you sitting your ass down on the couch and standing back up, that's what people understand. And but that's what I'm good at. I'm good at bringing science into the real world. Finding links and correlations into everyday life, because I can explain it in athlete terms. I can explain it to an athlete. Like, okay, you got to get more torque out of your swing. But how do you apply that to the average Joe, to like a guy like me, right? To a person like me? You just do, right? Feel a sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Sneeze coming on. Excuse me. That will happen. But that's what it is relating torque to everyday life. So when would you need to swing in everyday life? Well, do you chop wood? That's a big one, right? Do you swing a hammer? Do you do any carpentry? Do you have children? Like, I know you're not gonna swing at your children, but you're gonna play with them. You're gonna throw them around. You're gonna jump around. And what if you get injured? Why not prevent something like that and work on that? Like, I was just bringing in water softener salt Saturday, whatever day it was. And when those things weigh 40 pounds a piece. So you're carrying 80 pounds from the car to the softener. I think about, and yawning, sneezing and yawning. But think about like what that is. If you bring that softener salt in, you get it all the way, lifted from the trunk, and you get it to the door, and you open up the door, unzip it or pull the top off or whatever, open it and then pour it in. That's quite a task. Now if that hurts and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, now I'm gonna go sit down because my back hurts, my shoulders hurt, my wrists hurt, or whatever, that shouldn't hurt. Like, I know I just rolled my eyes there and I'm sorry, but like, let's work on that. Now, there are some things that would make you hurt. If you have an autoimmune disease, fibromyalgia, right? Like, that's a big one. and those things would send you through the roof for weeks. And I get that, right? I get it. I have chronic pain to this day, and I don't let it affect me because of my mind. Like, it's not necessarily like I push through, because there are things that I just don't do anymore. But it just is because I'm choosing not to do them. Not that you have a choice, I'm not saying that, but that's my analytical mind right there, and that's why I do this, because it says don't say that or don't say the wrong thing. That's why I do talk therapy, because I just talk from the heart. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. It's Monday. It's not my early day at all. It's just, I suppose the weekend's carrying over, but every day is what it is. So, I mean, there are just some things that you have to do in life that I think that we, like softener, right? I mean, if you don't have to have a water softener, awesome. Then you don't have to spend how much money every month to buy softener salt. But I do. So I have to kind of prepare for that. And if it hurts, then what? Who else is going to load that thing? Nobody. If you don't load it, it's going to break. And then when it breaks, it costs way too much money to fix. And then you don't have a water softener. And then you're, ugh. But yeah, I mean, How do you prepare for something like that? Wall push-ups, man. If you're not able to get to the floor, lean on the wall and push away. There's plenty of benefit in that. If you don't think so, give it a shot. Somebody goes, oh, I don't know if I can do push-ups. Do some wall push-ups. Fire up those muscles. And as soon as it becomes easier, lean against the counter. As soon as it becomes too easy there, lean against the chair. Then you're probably able to go to the floor. Go on your knees. There's no shame in any of this. Because the best part is you're doing it. That's it. You're doing it. Your muscles need to be fired. And if they aren't going to be fired, they're going to go away. Simple as that. There's no way around use it or lose it. And if you're carrying around more fat than muscle, which 70% of Americans are, it's 66%, but I'm rounding up. 7 out of 10 adults are overweight or obese. So that means you're carrying around more fat than muscle. And that is an injury waiting to happen. One wrong move, one wrong step, and you're out. And for like a majority of America, you use your body to generate income. You go to work, you're using your body to either stock a shelf or assemble a product or sit at a computer and type. You use your body. So why wouldn't you take care of it? You're an athlete. Now act like one. Take care of your body. That's really what it comes down to. It's as simple as that. Use it or lose it. And it just takes daily practice. It doesn't have to take a bunch right away. Because you will make time. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to the saying. Either you make time for health and wellness now, or you will make time for injury, rehab, recovery, and adaptation later. An adaptation, like you have to adapt your life to that injury then. You're going to adapt your life for a 75% motion versus you have the 100% range of motion right now. Why not use it? Or lose it. Those are your choices. Like there's nothing in between. You're gonna wake up one day, you're gonna go somewhere, and something's gonna give. And then what are you gonna do? Whose fault is that? Take responsibility for your time, your actions, your movement, and your glory, right? Like as soon as you start to feel better, let everyone know about it. And if they don't want to hear it, who cares? You're putting it out there. You're your own cheerleader. You kind of have to be for a long time. That's how it works. Loving the journey more than the destination. The destination's, in my opinion, death. It's just how I operate. Loving the journey, loving the climb. A hell of a lot more than just the destination. So there it is. Hop on my newsletter, jedkoverness.com/newsletter. Put your name and email in, send you some fun stuff. And as always, if you're willing to change from the neck up, you will change from the neck down. I believe in you. Now it's your turn to start believing in yourself. Stay safe out there. Be blessed. Bye for now.